The Pathfinder, Chapter 3, The Darkness of the World. When his eyes opened, so did the shadows. After the first spark, the streets ain't look the same no more. Same blocks, same faces, same corners holding the same stories. But now, everything felt layered. He started seeing what used to slip past him. The heaviness in people, the silence behind the smiles, the patterns hiding underneath everyday life. Awareness didn't make the world softer, it just made him notice more. And once a man starts seeing deeper, it gets hard to go back to living blind. Some people don't leave your life all at once. Sometimes the distance started in the spirit first. He still knew the faces, same laughs, same block talk, same history. But somewhere along the way, what once felt natural had started feeling heavy. He could stand among them and still feel alone in what was waking up inside him. That's how growth begins sometimes. Not with a fight, not with a loud goodbye, but with the quiet feeling that your soul can't stay where it used to fit. By then, little things had started adding up. Missed calls, bad timing, doors closing right when you reach for them, folks showing their true colors when the pressure hit, arguments that came out of nowhere, delays that felt too exact to be random. At first it just looked like life being life, but deep down, he could feel a pattern moving underneath it all. Like something unseen kept stepping in, pulling him away from what wasn't meant for him. Even if he had to do it the hard way, he didn't have a language for it yet. He just knew every wrong turn kept getting interrupted. Some losses don't come looking like blessings. Sometimes they show up as distance, as plans falling through, as people fading back into life used to fit. He thought he was losing people, but really he was being pulled out of places that could no longer hold what was waking up in him. Not every closed door is rejection. Sometimes it's protection wearing street clothes, and sometimes the path keeps a man safe by making sure he can't stay where he no longer belongs. Before he could really understand the darkness in the world, he had to notice how often it wore a familiar face. Some people smiled while carrying envy. Some said loyalty while moving with hidden motives. Some only stayed close long enough to study his light. He started learning that not every familiar face was safe, and not every warm word came from a clean heart. The hardest truth was the darkness sometimes looked like somebody you know. There were nights when the fight wasn't outside him at all. It was in his chest, in his thoughts, in the hollow place pain knows how to build. Sometimes it felt like a black hole had opened up and pulled every piece of light into it. The room would get quiet, but inside his spirit was gasping. That's what pain can do. Make a man feel empty before it shows him what still survives. And on nights like this, survival didn't look loud. It looked like sitting still and not letting the darkness turn him into itself. No matter which block he touched, it felt like something was waiting on him. Temptation in one direction, betrayal in another. Pressure, grief, confusion. Like every corner had his own shadow, and every shadow knew his name. By then, he was starting to understand that the war inside him didn't stay inside. It echoed back through the world around him. And until he learned how to carry his light on purpose, every dark street was gonna keep reminding him what he was still fighting through. He ain't find his light by pretending the darkness wasn't there. He found it by surviving what should have swallowed him. And by then, he knew the dark had a language. Pain, loss, betrayal, silence. But he also learned something else. The light inside him never really left. It just got buried under everything life tried to put on him. And when it came back, it didn't come loud, it came steady, quiet, real, enough to keep him from becoming what hurt him. By then, he had stopped calling everything random. He started paying attention to the patterns in people, in timing, in dreams, in what was said and what was left unsaid. A look, a delay, a feeling he couldn't shake, a door closing right on time. Little by little, paint turned into a language. And the more life taught him how to read it, the more he understood the discernment wasn't paranoia, it was survival. That's how the path sharpened him. It taught him to watch closer, listen deeper, and to trust what the spirit noticed before the mind could explain. By then, he still ain't have all the answers, didn't fully know who he was, what source was, or how far this path was gonna take him. But he knew this much, the light in him was real. And once that light got strong enough, it started guiding him through what used to swallow him. The darkness around him ain't disappear, he just stopped letting it tell him who he was. And that's what made the difference. He hadn't mastered that path yet, but he had to learn how to keep walking through the dark with his own light as a compass.